Welcome to Turn Riding Fear Around podcast. Simple methods to overcome fear and start riding again. I'm Elise Hittinger, and I'm your host for your journey to courage. This is episode 66. 3 techniques for calm in high stress riding situations. No matter how much we plan, no matter how much we prepare, there are times when our rides can get stressful. I have just a lovely, lovely horse. And I'd done all the work, and I was just on a nice quiet hack after riding her around the outside of the pasture. And I got halfway down a hill, and a deer jumped out at us. And she jumped, and we made it to the bottom of the hill. And it was a really cold day, and she was feeling fresh, and she was bucking a little bit, just crow hopping, nothing major. And I felt so good because I was prepared for a situation like that. And preparation ahead of time, when you know what you're going to do, I can't believe it really helped calm me down. I didn't get the shakes. I got off of her because I wanted to make sure she was okay. And then I got right back on. I put her up next to a hillside and I got right back on. So, here's 3 things you can do to stay calm in a high stress situation. The first one, and I love this. This is from Alicia Dickinson. She's a dressage trainer, and she talks about the 80-20 rule, keeping 80% of your weight in your stirrups and 20% spread out through the rest of your legs and seat. And I love this because if you're standing on the ground, just standing there, picture yourself standing there. You're solid. Well, you can do almost the same when you're riding. You can get that really solid feel by putting 80% of your weight in your stirrups, in your feet, just like you're standing. And then as the horse is doing stuff underneath you, it's kind of just like a dog jumping around in between your legs. It doesn't have as much impact on you. So that's the first thing. Put 80% of your weight in your feet and 20% in the rest of your legs and seat. While you're doing this, learn how to do rein management because you also want to be able to adjust your rein situation depending on the high stress situation. So in this case, my horse started to go downhill very fast. And so I used a pulley rein and I used it just to slow her down to where we weren't going to get into trouble. I didn't stop her. I could not have done a one rein stop at that point. We would have crashed. It was a super muddy hill, and if I had tried to turn her head going down that hill, we would have slipped and fallen. So I have both techniques. I have a one rein stop, and I also have a pulley rein. Pulley rein is just putting your hand on one hand on the neck and using the other hand on the rein to pull upward and stop or slow down. Both of these you can practice. I tend to use the pulley rein a lot more than I would ever use the one rein stop, just because it's safer in most situations for me and my horses. So, 80% weight in the stirrups. Make sure you know good rein management so that if you get into trouble, you've got the tools to get back out of trouble. The second thing is to shift your focus from the fear in that moment. We tend to, at least for me, I want to curl up into a ball. Instead of that, raise up, focus on the connection to my horse and where we're headed. Looking up and sitting up in situations helps so much, but it's something we have to practice. Our normal, for some of us, normal fear response is to curl up in a ball. You just want to curl up. And that takes away your leverage, your power, your thought process. So make sure you're able to sit up, look up, know where you're headed, stay focused on where you're headed, even if the horse is doing something that you don't like. Just keep that focus. And the third thing, and again, I come back to breathing techniques. And this one is to sync your breath to the movement of the horse, just to stay present and centered. I love doing this at the walk, and I love doing it at the canter. Syncing my breath with my horse while I'm doing a walk and a canter just feels so good. I don't do it as much as the trot. Not sure why. Just not as much for me. But at the walk and the canter, I absolutely love syncing my breath to the horse. So, quick review. Feel your feet in the stirrups. 80-20. Make sure it's like standing on solid ground. And rein management. That that is so important. And the next thing is to shift your focus from the fear to the connection with your horse and where you're headed. Just keep that focus and don't let the fear come into your focus. And the third thing is to sync your breath with your horse. Practice that. Practice breathing along with whatever gait you're riding at and just breathe with the horse. It'll help you stay connected and it'll help you stay focused and present. So if you've enjoyed these tips, I'd love to help you more. I do courage coaching, which goes through the whole process of getting back in the saddle. If you'd like to hear more about courage coaching, I'll put a link in the chat. I'll put a link in the description to have a quick chat. It's free. And we'll just see if courage coaching might be something that would help you. See you guys later.